This live stream is a copyright of the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. Reproduction or distribution of this live stream without permission of the Tiger Sports Livestream Network is a violation of the law.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollei, third generation owner of Polley's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polleisgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polley's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Every sunrise offers new opportunities to dream big or to take that next small step. Every sunrise is another chance to build on the one before, or to start with a clean slate. Because every sunrise is tomorrow's promise made real. And Grinnell Mutual is tomorrow's promise protected. Trust in tomorrow and contact a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
Jeff Finch here from West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell. We normally go to the auction to restock our used cars and trucks, but prices have skyrocketed. If we're going to overpay, we'd rather overpay our friends, neighbors, and past customers. Bring your vehicle in for a quick 20-minute appraisal. You can either take the cash, trade for a different vehicle, or walk away. In some cases, your vehicle may be worth more than you paid for it. See us at West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell or online at westfinch.com.
Grinnell Booster Club supports all Tiger athletics from the middle school all the way up to the high school through fundraising, membership drives, concession stand revenues at all the home events. There are many different ways you can get involved. One, through membership levels from a single, a family, even into the business. There are many attractive levels that you can be a part of this wonderful club. Your membership funds help support uniforms, warm-ups, summer speed camps, baseball and softball batting cages, and the list goes on. You want to be a part of a great group? Join the Grinnell Booster Club today.
Since 1999, Grinnell Newburgh Dollars for Scholars has raised scholarship money for our graduating seniors. To date, we have awarded 1,820 scholarships to GHS graduates. We need you to be a part of our scholarship community, be a part of our GHS graduates' futures, and be a part of Grinnell Newburgh Dollars for Scholars. Please consider sponsoring a senior scholarship. Go Tigers!
Grasshoppers, turtles, polar bears, and chunky monkeys? The Dairy Barn, located at 1810 6th Avenue in Grinnell, is not your typical barnyard. Stop by before or after the big ball game to pick up your favorite ice cream or flavor of the day yogurt. They also have a full line of delicious foods, including tenderloins, pulled pork sandwiches, popular chicken wraps, and much, much more. Don't have time to stop at the barn? Catch them on the move at some of the favorite events around Grinnell, or give us a call and try out our catering. And don't forget to check out www.dairybarngrinnell.com to order online or the Chow Now app. Remember, I scream, you scream, we all scream for Dairy Barn.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollei, third generation owner of Polley's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polleisgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polley's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Every sunrise offers new opportunities to dream big or to take that next small step. Every sunrise is another chance to build on the one before, or to start with a clean slate. Because every sunrise is tomorrow's promise made real. And Grinnell Mutual is tomorrow's promise protected. Trust in tomorrow and contact a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
Jeff Finch here from West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell. We normally go to the auction to restock our used cars and trucks, but prices have skyrocketed. If we're going to overpay, we'd rather overpay our friends, neighbors, and past customers. Bring your vehicle in for a quick 20-minute appraisal. You can either take the cash, trade for a different vehicle, or walk away. In some cases, your vehicle may be worth more than you paid for it. See us at West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell or online at westfinch.com.
Grinnell Booster Club supports all Tiger athletics from the middle school all the way up to the high school through fundraising, membership drives, concession stand revenues at all the home events. There are many different ways you can get involved. One, through membership levels from a single, a family, even into the business. There are many attractive levels that you can be a part of this wonderful club. Your membership funds help support uniforms, warm-ups, summer speed camps, baseball and softball batting cages, and the list goes on. You want to be a part of a great group? Join the Grinnell Booster Club today.
Since 1999, Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars has raised scholarship money for our graduating seniors. To date, we have awarded 1,820 scholarships to GHS graduates. We need you to be a part of our scholarship community, be a part of our GHS graduates' futures, and be a part of Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars. Please consider sponsoring a senior scholarship. Go Tigers!
Grasshoppers, turtles, polar bears, and chunky monkeys? The Dairy Barn, located at 1810 6th Avenue in Grinnell, is not your typical barnyard. Stop by before or after the big ball game to pick up your favorite ice cream or flavor of the day yogurt. They also have a full line of delicious foods, including tenderloins, pulled pork sandwiches, popular chicken wraps, and much, much more. Don't have time to stop at the barn? Catch them on the move at some of the favorite events around Grinnell, or give us a call and try out our catering. And don't forget to check out www.dairybarngrinnell.com to order online or the Chow Now app. Remember, I scream, you scream, we all scream for Dairy Barn.
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by Paulie Ice Pizza, West Finch Auto Plaza, Grinnell Mutual, the Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars, the Dairy Barn, and the Grinnell Booster Club. Good afternoon and welcome to the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network. Today's activities are Grinnell girls varsity volleyball soccer. It's been a long day already. And it's cold out. Soccer versus Indianola. So you are on the right stream and you're looking at the right field out here. I just got to get my bearings correct. Coming into this afternoon's game, Indianola starts play with a winning record of 3 and 5 losses. Let's take a look down their path of where we're at today. They started out with Knoxville with a win, a 3-2 win, then traveled up to Nevada, loss and then lost to Urbandale, a loss to Pella, won over Des Moines North with an impressive 6-0 win, won over Pella Christian with a 4-1 win, and a loss to DCG, and then just finished up on the 22nd last week with a loss to Ankeny. So comparably matched out here, Indianola versus Grinnell. They both have 3 wins. Grinnell does not have as many losses, but they haven't played as many games so far. So, in fact, they're just only 1 game off. Oskaloosa started out with a win for Grinnell. South Tama was a second win, and then dropped a couple matches to Newton, and then DCG. They had a win against Mid Prairie, and then last 2 losses against Pella Christian and Ballard. So as we come in the afternoon game, Indianola's coach is Aaron Ebling. And the Grinnell Tigers are coached by Coach Brad Hall, as we can see down here on the midfield. Get my piece of paper here. The officials are meeting with the captains, getting everything lined out and going over the flip. Kind of top go-getters for the Indianola squad. We look at shots on goal and how many points scored here. Mia Lursis, junior, Isabel Crooks, a freshman with 14 shots and 3 points, 7 shots on goal. Ann Brandt with 8 shots on goal. Another go-getter is Annalise Miller with 14 shots on goal, scoring 9 points. Abby Jensen, a senior, with 23 shots on goal, scoring 6 points. And then Lake Martin with 3 shots on goal, scoring 2 points, and Lauren Filippi with 4 shots on goal and scoring 2 points. And then Remy Severson with 12 shots and scoring 9 points. When we bounce over to the Grinnell Tigers, it's not as spread as what the Indianola Indians are. We basically look at Shiloh Smith with 10 shots on goal, 6 points. Tasha Eicher with 2 shots on goal, 3 points. Taylor Smith with 11 points. Sydney Miller, kind of the go-getter, 13 points. Mariah Vernersfeld with 4 points. And then kind of rounding things out, Ivy Schmidt with 22 points. And McKenna Smith with 7. Olivia Renzi, when she's not playing goalie, she even scores a point too. So that is kind of a rundown of the players and the coaches and some of the statistics here. We will take a little short break as we start to wind down here, and then we'll have our starting lineups, and then we'll have the national anthem. So just hold tight, and we'll be right back. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. This afternoon we welcome the Indianola Indians girls varsity soccer team, and the opponent is our home Grinnell Tigers. Starting lineups for tonight for Indianola: number 4, Mia Lurs; number 5, Isabel Crooks; number 7, Anna Brandt; number 8, Sylvia Rainey; number 10, Annalise Miller; number 11, Aubrey Edgerton; number 12, Abby Jensen; number 13, Hadley Burke; number 16, Lauren Philippi; number 17, Camden Palmer; number 22, Caitlin Boswell; and the goalie is Remy Sievertson; and number 23, Aaron Edlin. For the Grinnell Tigers, number 1, Tassa Eicher; number 3, Kay Widner; number 4, Shiloh Smith; number 5, Taylor Smith; number 8, Sydney Miller; number 10, Joe Hosberger; number 11, Lauren Pease; number 12, Mariah Veransfeld; number 14, Ivy Schmidt; number 17, Bridget Blanchard. Our goalie is Olivia Renzi; and number 28, McKenna Smith. The Grinnell Tigers won the flip, and out there in the center for us is Shiloh Smith. She's going to get things going for us. As we said earlier, they're kind of a fairly matched two teams, as Ivy Schmidt brings the ball up, looking for the center here as she looks forward. She has a nice run, leads it out in front of Mariah Veransfeld. She steps in, still in play, kicks it back over to the center. Indianola Crooks brings the ball upside. Taylor Smith steps in, puts her back, tries to get her back down to the center, runs that sideline over there. It's going to be side out on Indianola. Bridget Blanchard with the run toss in over there, looking to get people lined up right into Smith. Indianola intercepts the ball, takes that run down the side, gets it over to Edlin. McKenna Smith intercepts, kicks it back and forth. Lauren Pease steps across. Mariah Veransfeld looks up field, intercepted there by Lursis. Back down around to the front of the goal. Olivia Renzi's going to pick it up and is going to toss it back out. A little bit cooler afternoon, 38 degrees with the northwest wind up to 14 miles an hour, so kind of chilly out there for those who are filling up the TT Cranny field over there. As Schmidt gets it back around, steps in front there. Rainey intercepts back over to Jensen. Jensen with the command, takes it back over to Brandt, back over to Jensen. Jensen's trying to set things up on that far side. Palmer drops it down to Crooks. Crooks back to Palmer. Trying to get a set out of here so they can run up that field. Back in the center here by Larsis, and she has it back over to Rainey. Mariah Veransfeld steps in front, kicks over. Blanchard with a nice defensive stop there. Back over to Jensen, and then up the field to Brandt. Brandt's pushing it across. Kay Winder steps in, and it's going to go right in front of the goal. McKenna Smith's trying to head things off there. Excuse me, that was Valjo Hosberger. And that's going to go out on Grinnell in the back, so it should be McKenna Smith's going to kick it out of the goal. Kind of kicking against the wind tonight, a little bit opposed to some of the other nights we've been playing here. We've had such strong winds we could kick it almost over half the field. Tonight's it's not as strong as a wind, but a little bit more down on the field. Crooks gets a kick in there, and Philippi tries to finish that off, so Renzi gets a save and kicks it back out. Back up to Schmidt. Schmidt lines things up, looks up the field, gets a nice run on it. Larsa steps in front, back over to Philippi, into the center, Edgerton, and Hosberger with the interception there. Blanchard tries to step around. Lursus in. Ransfield's trying to step up to Pease. Back over to McKenna Smith. A nice boot out. Gets her across the center field. Sydney Miller's trying to chase it down. It's going to be an out on Grinnell. Get a toss in back on Indianola. Brandt picks it up in the center. Schmidt tries to defend a little bit there. Nice kick out by, I can't see if that was Lauren Pease, I believe. Over to Shiloh Smith. Indianola picks back up, starts to run back down the side. Ivy Schmidt steps in front. Jensen puts a little pressure on it. Ivy kind of dashes by her. She has Shiloh Smith up on her right side. She leads out to the front side. Mariah Vernsfeld stops it before it goes out of bounds, makes the run to the end, gets a nice kick on goal, and Sydney Miller's there, and that's going to be first goal. So the Grinnell Tigers are on the board first with 35-16 left in the first half. So Sydney Miller goes down and adds to her resume, as you would say, or statistics of what she has for points on the year. I think that's going to bring that up to, has to be on the last page here. That puts Sydney up to 14 on the year, so she is having a good year as her and Ivy Schmidt lead this Grinnell Tiger ladies team on points. So ball's back in play. Indianola's trying to get things lined up here. Back across to Lursus. She kicks it up, gets a run. So Phillippi's run down the sideline. Has too much on it, gets out of bounds. That's going to be a Grinnell throw-in. So Lauren Pease is going to take a step here. Get a toss on the ball. Nice throw up the side here, right up to Ivy Schmidt. She gets a kick out, but unfortunately no one's there. Mariah Ransfeld comes right back into it, keeps it in play for Grinnell. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt takes a look. She's going to take a run up. Jensen steps in front and kind of dances the ball around back over to Lursus. And Ivy Schmidt steps in front again. She's going to make a run on the goal there again. And they're going to call a, nope, they're not going to call anything. Back up to center. McKenna Smith takes the ball. Back over to Blanchard. Blanchard, nice step across there. Gets it up over to Shiloh Smith. Shiloh looks over to Sydney Miller. Sydney trying to get that thing into place. Crooks is putting her place in there, trying to get that ball on her side there. So that's back across. Blanchard steps in front. Back over to Taylor Smith. And Indianola kicks it back out of there. Kay Widmer gets a foot on it, stops it back down. Miller's trying to bounce back and forth. That's Annalise Miller for Indianola. Back up front to number 7, Brandt. Brandt's running down the side. Kay Widmer steps in front, gets it back out. Schmidt goes up and volleys for that ball. Lursus back down this side. Hosberger steps in front, kicks it around. Blanchard kicks it out of the front side of the goal box there. Back up to Jensen. Jensen with a swift kick back right across to, look like Kay Widmer. Back to Blanchard. Back over to Lauren Pease. Gets it up in the air, and the wind really took that as soon as she got that up in the air. Indianola with the throw-in. Larsus right down the side to Edlin. And I do apologize. Our number 23, we gotta have 2 players. We either have a Sievertson or Edgelin for number 23. So if there's any Indianola folks out there that want to give us a correction on which one is which, please do so. You can do that right through our Tiger Sports Livestream Network Facebook page. Just click on Contact Us or Join, and you could give me a correction here. So back into play. Right in front of the goal box, Ivy Schmidt takes a kick out, and that's going to be out on Grinnell, and that's going to be Mia Larsus with the toss in. And looks like right to Lauren Pease, and she lets it roll out the backside of the field. So that's going to be McKenna Smith's going to take care of business and get that thing kicked out and back across. you are joining us on our Tiger Sports live stream channel, go ahead and give us a like if you like what you're seeing. If you want to be a fan and subscribe, go ahead and do so. Every time the Tiger Sports live stream network goes online, you'll get a little notification. So that's going to be out on Indianola. It'll be a toss in. Lauren Pease is calling for the spare ball, and it'll be tossed in. Nice line up right into in front of Ivy Schmidt. Indianola's got to kick that thing back out to Burke and let her reassign and kind of lay things out. That goes off of Crooks on the far side of the field, so that'd be Grinnell. Ball thrown back in. Lauren Pease is running from side to side, so she is getting her workout this afternoon. Nice brisk afternoon. Ball in right up to Sydney Miller. Indianola with the toss in. Oh, kind of took a header and it bounced off Sydney Miller and another Indianola player. Olivia Renzi gets a save on that one. It's kind of a layup into there, and it's going to be right back into her hands. Yep, she steps it off. Kind of a dangerous one, but she did have coverage of Hosberger and Lauren Pease covering on the backside. So Renzi with the kick out. I think the Crooks, when that ball got tossed in and it was kicked up or it was a header off, it bounced off 2 or 3 people, and I think Crooks might have been one of the 2 or 3 heads that bounced off of. So I think just as a precautionary to go and double check, and Kelly Rose, the Grinnell Tiger trainer, is going to do the quick concussion protocol walkthrough and make sure everything's okay with her. Back in play with 30 minutes left in this half. Olivia gets it out there to Ivy Schmidt. Ivy's going to reset things back over to Lauren Pease, to McKenna Smith. Bridget Blanchard's got to set things up. Taylor tries to step her foot on. Back around to Indianola. Indianola put a foot on it, and I believe it's going to be a throw-in for Indianola. Number 15, Martin, is going to be. It is very hard to see on the white shirts on the front side. It's not till they turn around. Tosses the ball in. Taylor Smith gets a header on that and then turns around, steps her foot, does a little dancing. Back over to Bridget Blanchard. Blanchard up to Shiloh Smith. She gets a run up the field. Still got enough speed on it. Kicked it back across. Indianola put it back over to Taylor Smith, to Bridget Blanchard. Number 23, I think, is that Edlin. She put a foot back on it and going back the other way. Back over to Kay Widmer. And then Taylor Smith again in the center, trying to get that thing across to Ivy Schmidt. Number 7, Brandt, steps up front. Gives a little good defense in front of Ivy. Puts the ball back across to line Edlin back across there. And Olivia Renzi's going to step up and take that ball away. So here we are, fresh kick back out, looking upfield. Puts it right in front of Taylor Smith and Shiloh Smith. We have 3 Smiths actively playing right now on this Tiger team. Shiloh, Taylor, and McKenna. And then we have one more Josie that's able to come in. Larsis lines it up. Blanchard steps in, and it's going to be out on Indianola. So the throw in for Bridget Blanchard. Right up front of Ivy Schmidt. Sets it back to Hosberger, back to Blanchard. Indianola's playing a good defensive game in there, trying to keep things away from the Tigers. Across to Brandt. Brandt lines it all the way over there to number 15, I believe, Martin. It might be Philippi running that sideline. A kick in, well defended. Taylor Smith gets a foot on it, gets it back out. Ivy Schmidt's making the rundown on it. It goes right back into Indianola's hands. Larsis back over to Edlin. And She puts a shot on goal. Nice shot. And Olivia Renzi's right there on the side of the box to pick it back up, get things turned back out of there, and get ahead of Indianola. She kicks it down and gets Brandt, puts her hand on it, not her hand, not her foot on it. Back across. Mariah Venersfeld steps in, and it's going to be off Indianola. So the toss in for Schmidt, looking across to Shiloh Smith. Shiloh gets a nice little kick, leads well. Larsis turns around and kicks it right back out. It's going to be a side-in ball on Grinnell. Lauren Pease takes a nice step in, leads it out in front of Schmidt. Indianola steps up, puts her foot on it. Venersfeld takes it a little bit slow, tries to get things lined up. She was trying to look towards Shiloh Smith back in the center and put more of a play on goal. So we are going to have a corner kick by Grinnell, I believe. And that's going to be by number 4, Shiloh Smith. And if you ask, you will receive. So thank you to Margarita Brandt for answering my question. So number 23 is Siverston. So glad we got that lined out. Taylor Smith with a shot on goal there. And Indianola quickly picked that back up. Kick out front of Indianola. Nice kick up field. Kate Widner's taking a good aggressive run on it. I don't know if that was actually a shot on goal by Martin or she kind of slipped a little bit when her foot went, but she definitely had some power behind it and she had great intent. Couple substitutions here. So number 3 and number 16 coming out. And that put, for Grinnell, Tasha Eicher is back in the ball game. And that's going to be out on Indianola. So a toss in Lauren Pease. Sets it right up front, Ivy Schmidt. Ivy's dancing around here, trying to get things cleared out. Quite a few Indianola players around her. And that Severson, she stepped right in, took that ball away. She's been pretty aggressive this first half so far of being on that ball. So it's going to be out on Indianola. That'll be a Grinnell's ball going back the other way. So kind of a toss in down the line, and Sydney Miller tried to give a header to get it back in and was not able to. So Indianola's ball, Larsa throws it in. McKenna Smith to the center, kicks it back out. Larsa lines back out to Hosberger. She lines her back across. Jensen with the ball across to Martin, and Kay Widner stepped in front. Shiloh Smith leads it up over to Palmer. Palmer back over to Jensen. Jensen's trying to line things back in the center. Rainey back over to Palmer. Kay Widner steps in front again. Oh, that's Taylor Smith. She gets a header on it to throw things out of the way. That's going to be Indianola ball. So Palmer's going to have the throw in across the field. And she's going to try to line it up there. Grinnell intercepts to Eicher or to Venersfeld. Back over to Shiloh Smith. Larson steps in front for Indianola. Back over to Ivy Schmidt. Schmidt takes a look, gets it upfield to Sydney Miller. Sydney Miller has a chance to take a run on it. Indianola tries to get up there and step in front. Nice kick, and it's going to be just over the top of the goal. So going against that wind, it still had a little lift on it. And then back the other way. Indianola's got to kick that thing back out of there with 22:04 left here in the first half. Eicher goes up to give a little challenge. The wind took that thing and just pulled it right out of bounds. So it's going to be Lauren Pease with the toss in on the far side of the field. Toss right up there in the center in front of Eicher. Indianola steps in front. Brandt with the kick across over to Siverston. Oh, McKenna Smith steps back across there, back over a header by number 12, Jensen. Ivy Schmidt kind of playing game back and forth, back over to McKenna Smith. Lets her try to get things lined back across there. Brandt steps across, tries to get her across. She does. She lines it up and reset to Severson. Severson takes it back over to Miller. Miller bounces off Hosberger's foot and it goes out the back side. That's going to be a throw in on this near side by Indianola. Ready to have another rotation here as Isabella Crooks gets ready to go back into the soccer match. Corner kick by Grinnell. Corner kick by Indianola. I believe that is number 12, Abby Jensen down there. Just right across the front side of the net. So no goal on that one. Great attempt. You never know how that wind's going to take that ball and pull it right back around. So Crooks comes in for Lake Martin. McKenna Smith with the kick out right up in front of Ivy Schmidt. Back over to Larson. Sydney Millers puts a step in front of it over to Shiloh Smith. Rainey steps up in front. That bounces back to Miller. Back across to Grinnell. Kay Winder, she puts her foot on it. She gets a lineup. Nice kick down the side. Crooks just came in the ball game. She steps up in front. Puts a foot across. Severson puts a nice side kick, so an assist into a shot on goal, but Olivia Renzi was there to pick it back up, and no score for Indianola. Renzi's quick back out right up front to Ivy Schmidt. Lines it up, get a header to it. She sizes things up. Sydney Miller's running up the court, up the field, over to Sydney. Back across, Indianola Brandt steps in front. She's running the center of the field. Looks at Severson across. She's got a line thing up. She takes a line kick. Lauren Pease is right there on the defense side to kick it back out, and that's going to be Indianola ball going the other way. So toss in by number 6, Miller. And Hosberger picks it back up going across the other way, and that's going to be another throw in by Indianola. Nice long kick there by number 6, Miller, I believe. Renzi with the kick back out. Shiloh Smith lines it up. Number 5, Crooks pulls it back around, tries to take it, drive it in, and Kay Winder kicks it back out. Shiloh Smith's back over here on the midline, lines things back up to Indianola's Fredericks, who tries to turn the ball around and goes back out of bounds. The throw in on the far side by Smith. Eicher tries to get a foot on it. Indianola's right there, and that is number 13, Burke, over to Larsis. Up to, and she tries to find number 6, Miller, on this near side, and that wind just carried it back out the side. So with the throw in, we have Lauren Pease over to Ivy Schmidt. Ivy Schmidt's getting some good defenders on her with Abby Jensen and Brandt both kicking it around. They put the long kick up the field. Lauren Pease intercepts. Miller tries to keep back in play, back across to the center. Ivy Schmidt puts her foot on it, and then Brandt, just a quick footwork there, gets right in front of it, across to Miller, and Lauren P. steps up, and she kicks it back out to the mid. Sydney Miller working hard inside there, over to Hosberger, over to Taylor Smith. Taylor kicks it back up here to the midfield, over to Larsis, over to Miller, back into the center of the field. Mariah Verersfeld steps in, tries to line things out. Number 6, Miller, back again to Sivertson. She likes that side, run that side, and Hosberger's there to step it back out. It's going to be, I believe, a throw-in for Indianola. Right there in the center of action, Grinnell has a lot of defenders, but there was an open spot there, and it's going to be kicked out of the backside of the goal. 16:22 left here in the first half. We are 1-0 as the Grinnell Tigers are on top. Olivia Renzi gets it out to Kay Whitner. Kay dances around. Brandt steps up, puts good defense on, over to Crooks, I believe. And Kay goes ahead and kicks it out of bounds just to get it in safe zone. So that's going to be a throw-in by Indianola. We have one more substitution coming here. So number 16, Lauren Philippi, is going in for Brandt. Anna Brandt's coming out. Indianola's a throw-in. Severson gets a shot on the goal there, and Olivia Renzi's right in place to go ahead and stop things from going any further. So 15:33 left in this half. Olivia Renzi with the kick out. Gets it up to the midfield. Bounces over Shiloh Smith's head. Abby Jensen's going to get that thing kicked back across. High in the air off of Kay Widner's head. Over to Werner Erzfeld. She takes a little run. Got to set things up a little bit. She has Shiloh Smith on her right side. The far right side here has Sydney Miller running the side of the field. I believe that's going to be a throw-in for Grinnell, so Tasha Eicher will be the person throwing it in. And she has Taylor Smith and Shiloh Smith and Ivy Schmidt all working in front of her on that side. Larson steps in front, goes off of McKenna Smith's head. There's not too many Grinnell defenders on the backside. Severson showing her speed and getting things lined up. Could be dangerous if Grinnell doesn't get some defenders down there. Kick into the front of the goal just kind of wasn't really aimed. I think it was more looking at an assist that possibly another Indianola, either Crooks or Flipeye, could have been coming down that side. Renzi gets it out to the center field, over to Schmidt. Schmidt centers things up. She has Sydney Miller on her right side coming. Burke steps in front of the ball, and Larsis goes ahead and they get a kick out. So that's going to be a Grinnell play in from the side. So Sydney Miller with the toss in here. Our score sitting 1-0 with 13:49 left here on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. Bringing you Grinnell Varsity Soccer on a Monday afternoon, a chilly Monday afternoon. Sydney Miller with the toss in. Over to Taylor Smith. Taylor Smith takes a shot on goal, and Indianola goalie steps right up in front of that. Nice kick out to the mid, and that's going to turn around and go out of bounds, and that's going to be Grinnell ball going back the other way. That Indianola goalie is Hope Overton, so Hope has had 63 saves on the year, so pretty good goalie for Indianola. They kick it across, and they cannot keep up. Remy is running as hard as she can, catch that thing. Lauren Pease with the throw in, over to Taylor Smith. Taylor lines it up on the side. Back across, looks like Larsis intercepts. Kick it back across, back to Lauren Pease. Taylor Smith tries to get a toe underneath it, and then that's going to be off of Indianola's Miller. Oh, they're going to say that it actually was off of Taylor. So I'll throw in by Larsis. Threw it right to the front side of Taylor Smith. She turned around, bounced off her shoulder, steps her foot on it. Over to Sydney Miller, to Blanchard, off her knee. That's going to be out on Grinnell, so another throw in by Larsis. She's trying to get everybody lined up into place here, right down the side to Severson. Kind of, and that's a little bit of a mess down there. Pease was able to step in front and get that thing kicked out. Again, Larsis, again, looking for her main target. She likes to get that ball in front of Severston. McKenna Smith steps up front, gets a good boot on it, but there's so much wind that lifted it right up, it didn't go very far. Jensen back across to Miller, over to Flip-Eye, up in the air. Jensen gets a nice kick on it, back over, trying to look at Severson in that corner, and she was go ahead and it went out of bounds. So that's going to be a throw in for Lauren Pease. Nice toss in right up in front of Taylor Smith. Taylor gets a nice kick on it, kind of lines it up for Sydney. Larsis turns around, intercept. Pease gets a boot on it. Over to Ivy Schmidt. Schmidt to the center to Shiloh Smith. Ivy Schmidt on her left side. Schmidt's running the side. Over to Shiloh. Back over to Bridget Blanchard. And Miller kind of puts a nice kick off of Taylor Smith, and it went off of Taylor, and that's going to be an Indianola toss in there. And right off back up to Taylor Smith. Pease with the trying to get it back across. Steps across Eicher. Over to the far side, Widner. And that's going to be out of bounds. So with the toss in on the far side, looks like we got Shiloh Smith. Or the ball, actually it was Lauren Pease tossing in up to Shiloh Smith. Over to Taylor Smith. And that's going to be out on Taylor. Nope, they're going to say it's out on Indianola. So a throw in for Blanchard. 9:48 left here in this first half. Bridget picks the ball up. Nice throw in right in front of Taylor Smith. Indianola's right there. Good defense. Over to Bridget Blanchard. Back to Taylor Smith. Crooks stepping up in front on that side, giving good defense. Palmer back across. Indianola gets a run on it. Severson's was the ball led in front of her. It's a foot race between Pease and Severson. And that's going to be out on Pease, I believe. Nope, it's going to be out on Severson. And Lauren Pease is going to have the toss in. So 8:56 left here in this first half. Pease with the toss in over to McKenna Smith. Over to Blanchard. And they're going to have offsides. All right, so Severson back across center, over to Ivy Schmidt, over to Philippi. Nice stop by Olivia Renzi there in front of the goal. We're going to have a kick back out going the other way. Short kick up to Taylor Smith. Bridget Blanchard puts foot back over to Taylor Smith. She's in the center of the field. She has Shiloh Smith in front of her. Across. Indianola's Burke intercepts back across the front side. Kay Widner steps across there. Philippi again finds Severston back up here on this far side of the field. She tries to get a line in on Hausberger. Lauren P. steps up, puts a foot on it. Severson gets it back out. Miller takes a nice kick on goal. Had good projection, but Rinzi was able to step in front. Out to Ivy Schmidt. Over to Blanchard. Over to Miller. Severson steps up. Back over to Indianola's Miller. Crooks and Taylor Smith fighting back and forth on that far side. Taylor looks across. Angela Smith, or Miller, excuse me. Back over to Pease. Pease gets it back out. Over to Jensen. Back over to Severston. Kind of the favorite person on the field is get it over to Severson to see if she could get that thing worked in there. And the ball's going to be out on Hausberger. Larsis with the throw in for Indianola. And for Indianola, Brandt is back into the ball game. Or soccer match, excuse me. Ball thrown in off of Taylor Smith's head. Back over to Jensen. Jensen kind of sizes things around. Over to Palmer. Palmer down the side. Nice kick in the front. P steps in front. Intercepts off Taylor Smith's head. Over to Jensen. Jensen works that side to Crooks. Crooks gets it back. To step in there. Excuse me, that was not Crooks. That was Martin on that far side. This is Brandt. Over to Jensen. Ivy Schmidt steps in front. Tries to see if she could find Sydney Miller up the side of the field, and that's going to be out on Grinnell, so it'll be a throw-in for Grinnell. Indianola's Larsis with the throw-in. Looking right down this side to Severston, and that's going to be off. And it's going to be a Grinnell throw-in. So 5:04 left here in this first half. Grinnell with the throw-in up to Shiloh Smith. Back across. Dars intercepts it. And Dars working foot feet against Blanchard. To Ivy Schmidt. Over to center to Shiloh Smith. She tries to line it up for Ivy. Number 12, Jensen steps in front and gets it up the field. And Isabel Hart's on that far side over there. Back across to Taylor Smith. Brandt steps and runs the sideline with, I believe that's number 15, Martin over there on the far to Brandt, the center. Pease kicks it back out, back over to Brandt with a lineup. And McKenna Smith steps in front with a nice stop over to Taylor Smith. She has a kick on it. Number 15, Martin again on that far right-hand side. Kay Widmer steps up in front, up to Shiloh Smith. Shiloh over to Isabel Hart, and that's back across to number 8, Silva Rainey for Indianola. All the way back to the other side, McKenna Smith puts a stop on it back across there. And as Severson again continues to put the boot in there, she's going to get the first goal for the Indianola Indians. So Sylvia Rainey, Ramey Sivertson, number 23, which she's getting a well-deserved break, was the first score for the Indianola Indians. So we are at 1-1 with 3:46 left here in this first half. And we play on. Ball's back in possession of Grinnell. Taylor Smith with fancy footwork there. Brandt steps up, puts a little pressure on her. Martin steps up to Kay Widmer back on the far side of the field, steps right down that side. McKenna Smith turns the ball back around. Kay Widmer back over to Brandt, back over to number 17, Palmer on that far side. She's going to have the throw in for Indianola right down the side. Taylor Smith puts a header on it, gets it over to Hart. Hart works it back over to Shiloh Smith. Jensen stops it back down for Indianola, back over to Larsis. She kicks it up and leads Dar. Sydney Miller steps around. Dar back and forth. Hosberger kicks it back across. Larsis tries to put a foot on it. Goes back out of bounds on Indianola. So that's going to be the toss in for Bridget Blanchard. She's going to try to get things lined up to Shiloh Smith and get a center back on things. Back across to Lauren Pease. Lauren's trying to get things reset for this Grinnell offense. Indianola with the toss in. Lines it right up. Hosberger's going to get a foot on it. Stop things there. Dar over across to Miller. Over to Dar again. And then lines up Crooks in the center. Brandt's going to take a shot on goal there. It's going to be far to the right side. So McKenna Smith with the kick out. Lines it up into the center. A little push and shove there by Jensen and Schmidt. Back across to Brandt. McKenna Smith steps in front. Throws it back out to Shiloh Smith. Shiloh's got a line across. Finds Ivy Schmidt upfield. Tries to give her a good run on it. Indianola's good. Good run there with Crooks. She tries to step in front. Number 2, Dar. And then back over to, I believe this is number 8, Rainey. Across to Miller. Miller swings it all the way across the field. Over Kay Winder's head to Martin. And Martin lines things back up over here to number 17, Palmer. Palmer back to the center. Taylor Smith steps in front and gets a run out. As Miller puts her head on it, and Ivy Schmidt steps back across. Ball back and forth play between the Tigers and the Indians here. Lauren Pease stops, gets that ball up in the air, and it just doesn't go very far with the wind that we have today. Sydney Miller and Ivy Schmidt are looking to take a run. Number 24, I don't have 24 on my sheet here. If Indianola steps in front of that ball. Larsis with a good kick. Downfield, no one's there, so Hosberger's going to run it, let it go out of bounds, and that's going to be a Grinnell throw-in. Laura P. steps up, tosses in, looks downfield here. Taylor Smith dances with the ball, finds Sydney Miller. Sydney Miller keeps it in, goes through Dar's leg. They're going to say that is ball game. So halftime right here at TT Craney Field. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back in 10 minutes.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollei, third generation owner of Polley's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polleisgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polley's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Every sunrise offers new opportunities to dream big or to take that next small step. Every sunrise is another chance to build on the one before, or to start with a clean slate. Because every sunrise is tomorrow's promise made real. And Grinnell Mutual is tomorrow's promise protected. Trust in tomorrow and contact a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
Jeff Finch here from West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell. We normally go to the auction to restock our used cars and trucks, but prices have skyrocketed. If we're going to overpay, we'd rather overpay our friends, neighbors, and past customers. Bring your vehicle in for a quick 20-minute appraisal. You can either take the cash, trade for a different vehicle, or walk away. In some cases, your vehicle may be worth more than you paid for it. See us at West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell or online at westfinch.com.
Grinnell Booster Club supports all Tiger athletics from the middle school all the way up to the high school through fundraising, membership, drives, concession stand revenues at all the home events. There are many different ways you can get involved. One, through membership levels from a single, a family, even into the business. There are many attractive levels that you can be a part of this wonderful club. Your membership funds help support uniforms, warm-ups, summer speed camps, baseball and softball batting cages, and the list goes on. You want to be a part of a great group? Join the Grinnell Booster Club today.
Since 1999, Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars has raised scholarship money for our graduating seniors. To date, we have awarded 1,820 scholarships to GHS graduates. We need you to be a part of our scholarship community, be a part of our GHS graduates' futures, and be a part of Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars. Please consider sponsoring a senior scholarship. Go Tigers!
Grasshoppers, turtles, polar bears, and chunky monkeys? The Dairy Barn located at 1810 6th Avenue in Grinnell is not your typical barnyard. Stop by before or after the big ball game to pick up your favorite ice cream or flavor of the day yogurt. They also have a full line of delicious foods including tenderloins, pulled pork sandwiches, popular chicken wraps, and much, much more. Don't have time to stop at the barn? Catch them on the move at some of the favorite events around Grinnell, or give us a call and try out our catering. And don't forget to check out www.dairybarngrinnell.com to order online or the Chow Now app. Remember, I scream, you scream, we all scream for Dairy Barn.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollei, third generation owner of Polley's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polley'sgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polley's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Every sunrise offers new opportunities to dream big or to take that next small step. Every sunrise is another chance to build on the one before or to start with a clean slate. Because every sunrise is tomorrow's promise made real. And Grinnell Mutual is tomorrow's promise protected. Trust in tomorrow and contact a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
Jeff Finch here from West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell. We normally go to the auction to restock our used cars and trucks, but prices have skyrocketed. If we're going to overpay, we'd rather overpay our friends, neighbors, and past customers. Bring your vehicle in for a quick 20-minute appraisal. You can either take the cash, trade for a different vehicle, or walk away. In some cases, your vehicle may be worth more than you paid for it. See us at West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell or online at westfinch.com.
Grinnell Booster Club supports all Tiger athletics from the middle school all the way up to the high school through fundraising, membership drives, concession stand revenues at all the home events. There are many different ways you can get involved. One, through membership levels from a single, a family, even into the business. There are many attractive levels that you can be a part of this wonderful club. Your membership funds help support uniforms, warm-ups, summer speed camps, baseball and softball batting cages, and the list goes on. You want to be a part of a great group? Join the Grinnell Booster Club today.
Since 1999, Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars has raised scholarship money for our graduating seniors. To date, we have awarded 1,820 scholarships to GHS graduates. We need you to be a part of our scholarship community, be a part of our GHS graduates' futures, and be a part of Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars. Please consider sponsoring a senior scholarship. Go Tigers!
Grasshoppers, turtles, polar bears, and chunky monkeys? The Dairy Barn located at 1810 6th Avenue in Grinnell is not your typical barnyard. Stop by before or after the big ball game to pick up your favorite ice cream or flavor of the day yogurt. They also have a full line of delicious foods including tenderloins, pulled pork sandwiches, popular chicken wraps, and much, much more. Don't have time to stop at the barn? Catch them on the move at some of the favorite events around Grinnell, or give us a call and try out our catering. And don't forget to check out www.dairybarngrinnell.com to order online or the Chow Now app. Remember, I scream, you scream, we all scream for Dairy Barn.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollei, third generation owner of Polley's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polleisgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polley's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Every sunrise offers new opportunities to dream big or to take that next small step. Every sunrise is another chance to build on the one before or to start with a clean slate. Because every sunrise is tomorrow's promise made real. And Grinnell Mutual is tomorrow's promise protected. Trust in tomorrow and contact a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
Jeff Finch here from West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell. We normally go to the auction to restock our used cars and trucks, but prices have skyrocketed. If we're going to overpay, we'd rather overpay our friends, neighbors, and past customers. Bring your vehicle in for a quick 20-minute appraisal. You can either take the cash, trade for a different vehicle, or walk away. In some cases, your vehicle may be worth more than you paid for it. See us at West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell or online at westfinch.com.
Grinnell Booster Club supports all Tiger athletics from the middle school all the way up to the high school through fundraising, membership drives, concession stand revenues at all the home events. There are many different ways you can get involved. One, through membership levels from a single, a family, even into the business. There are many attractive levels that you can be a part of this wonderful club. Your membership funds help support uniforms, warm-ups, summer speed camps, baseball and softball batting cages, and the list goes on. You want to be a part of a great group? Join the Grinnell Booster Club today.
Since 1999, Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars has raised scholarship money for our graduating seniors. To date, we have awarded 1,820 scholarships to GHS graduates. We need you to be a part of our scholarship community, be a part of our GHS graduates' futures, and be a part of Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars. Please consider sponsoring a senior scholarship. Go Tigers!
Grasshoppers, turtles, polar bears, and chunky monkeys? The Dairy Barn, located at 1810 6th Avenue in Grinnell, is not your typical barnyard. Stop by before or after the big ball game to pick up your favorite ice cream or flavor of the day yogurt. They also have a full line of delicious foods, including tenderloins, pulled pork sandwiches, popular chicken wraps, and much, much more. Don't have time to stop at the barn? Catch them on the move at some of the favorite events around Grinnell, or give us a call and try out our catering. And don't forget to check out www.dairybarngrinnell.com to order online or the Chow Now app. Remember, I scream, you scream, we all scream for Dairy Barn.
Welcome back to the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network. I forgot to mention that our quarters are brought to you by, our halves, are brought to you by Brent Nickel State Farm. So thank you to Brent Nickel sponsoring our halves every game. And then also our scoreboard sponsored by Grinnell Mutual. So thank you to Grinnell Mutual and all the rest of our sponsors: Polley's Pizza, West Finch Auto Plaza, Grinnell Mutual, the Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars, Dairy Barn, and the Grinnell Booster Club. So thank you to all those fine sponsors. Without you, Grinnell soccer would not be happening this spring. So thank you very much. And I don't know if I want to say the word spring too much because it's almost like still hanging on of winter here. I just checked. It's a cool 37 degrees at TT Carani Field. As here we go, the second half is in play. So we switch things around. Ivy Schmidt going down our home side, gets the ball out there in front of everybody. Verersfeld's running down the far side of the field. Ball still in play. Looks like Larsis was able to put her foot on it and stop that ball going back the other way. Goalkeeper Overton's going to get the ball out on us. Special thank you to my wife, Lori Walker, for running the camera tonight. Chris Juni's out this evening, so I'm taking over the play-by-play duties. And when you run shallow into the house. Lori helps us with all of our basketball coverage, so we bring her out for for soccer too. I keep saying volleyball, but it's far from that. It's a lot warmer in the gym playing volleyball. So back across the midfield. Indianola's running that far side of the field. Number 16, Flip-Eye. And Renzi kicks it back out. Up here to center. Burke with a header back across the midfield. Bernardsville gets tied up in the center there with Indianola player. And we're going to have a penalty kick from McKenna Smith. With the wind at her back a little bit, she gets the ability to get down the field. On the far side over there, Taylor Smith steps up, brings the ball around, takes a kick across there. Indianola with the header back out of the ball. Shiloh Smith dancing around, working her way inside there. Back up, McKenna Smith steps in front of the ball, gets it over to Blanchard. Brandt's giving some resistance there. Indianola lays up the side of the field up there to Severson, and it's going to be out off of Indianola. So off of McKenna Smith. Severson with the toss in front of Brandt. Taylor Smith steps in front, back over to Ivy Schmidt. Ivy gets a good kick on it, lays it up there for Shiloh's trying to catch up, but Overton is able to kick the ball back out. Back over to Bernardsville for Grinnell. She's running the side line over there. Larsa steps in front. Over to Burke. Back over to the sideline. That's going to be out on Indianola. So off of Philippi. Taylor Smith with the toss in. Lines it up to Jensen. Back over to Shiloh Smith. Shiloh Smith takes a kick. Jensen has a foot against it. That's going to be off of Jensen with the throw in for Grinnell. I don't know where our ball person is on the far side, but obviously not there, I guess, today. Down in the corner, Taylor Smith's working that sideline, gets it in front of Ivy Schmidt, and we get a kick in. That was actually an inadvertent goal. Overton kicked it out, and it went off the backside of number 13, I believe, Burke, and bounced right back in. So that is a goal by Indianola for Grinnell. So 2-1. I'd have to get with Jeff Blanchard, and actually I don't know how you score that one. It goes team. That's how we'll say it. One for the team. With 36:24 left in the second half. Palmer gets it over cross up to Crooks. Kay Winder steps it back across. Palmer's chasing it back down over to Rainey. Ivy Schmidt intercepts, tries to line up Brandt. Brandt intercepts, gets it back down the field. Lauren Pease with a header, slows things back down, then catches up, puts her foot on it, tries to line it back up, coming down this right side. Crooks gives chase and can't get caught up with it. So Lauren Pease with the throw in. And that's going to be lined up there, and Rainey for Indianola's intercept. Taylor Smith's trying to get in the way, and that's going to be off Rainey, out. I think more of a save. Lauren Pease is going to have another toss in right here. Right up into Sydney Miller. Crooks is able to step in front of that ball. Blanchard with the step back. Taylor Smith trying to work around Brandt. Brandt's good footwork. She takes it right back. Taylor Smith stays on the ball, tries to lead Bernardsville across there. Bernardsville runs up the far side, takes a step in, tries to line up Shiloh Smith. Rainey is able to kick it back out. Taylor Smith regains on that far right-hand side and looks at Bernardsville. Bernardsville's got to step in front, and we're going to have a push on Vernersfeld. So that's going to be Indianola kick out there on that far side. So the Grinnell Tigers, as they mark up with Indianola, nice kick, plenty of air underneath it as that far wind sails underneath it. Back to Vernersfeld, over to Indianola's Jensen. Jensen kicks it up the field. Lauren Pease slows things back down. Miller for Indianola's right there, but still can't get her foot on it. Lauren Pease with the toss into Taylor Smith. Jensen working hard against Taylor Smith on that far side, and it's out on Taylor. It's going to be a throw-in for Larsith for Indianola. Taylor Smith again working hard, steps in front. Larsith puts it back on the sideline, and that's going to be out on Indianola. So it'll be a throw-in for Lauren Pease as she surveys the field to see where her players are lined up. Nice throw right up over the center. Taylor Smith puts a foot on it. Indianola's Brandt back across the other side. Miller back across to Miller in the center. Miller tries to line up Severson, and McKenna Smith's right there to get that back out. Kay Winder, another one, steps right up, gets the foot back across it. They're trying to lead. Crooks down the far right side. Sydney Miller's playing back and forth, be able to get in front, and Crooks gets a kick on, shot on goal, evidently. The wind took that a little bit and just kind of hit the side of the goal. So McKenna Smith's going to take a kick and get things back out of there and get it back up to midfield. So 32-55 as the Grinnell Tigers lead 2-1 over Indianola Indians. Indianola puts the players in place there. Back over to center field. Over to Martin, Kay Widner, and Siverson fighting hard on this far side. Siverson with a kick and just off the front side of her foot. Not really much in line with goal, so a shot on goal, but nothing made. McKenna Smith lines things back up. Get things kicked out of there with 32-16 left here in the second half. Puts it right out in front of the official. So the official used the hands, wasn't supposed to be using the hands, and could be a free ball for Indianola as they get the kick back in. Sydney Miller steps in front. Lake Martin back across the center. Taylor Smith steps in front over to Haley Burke, far side to Larsith. Larsith chases down before it gets outside, runs it back down. Mariah Vernsfeld off her front, and that's going to be a Indianola throw-in. So Crooks on the far side with the toss in to Severson, and Bridget Blanchard, Severson get tangled up, but all good sportsmanship help each other up there. Down this far side, Taylor Smith right at the midfield. Across to Vernersfeld. Tries to lead Shiloh Smith. Was have a foot race to see who could get there. And Larsith takes the opportunity to kick that back in. Sydney Miller has another opportunity. So Overton has a kick on it, but couldn't really get it out. Kay Widner with the header on it. Back over to Blanchard. Blanchard finds the center field. Vernersfeld. Larsith kicks it back out. Over here, Kay Widner again back on the ball. Play good defense and trying to step in front of that ball. Severson, they're going to call a hands play, so it looks like McKenna Smith's going to get a free kick from this near side here. And with that win, McKenna could get some nice distance on it, and she does. Gets it right up there in front of Ivy Schmidt. She could take advantage of it. The ball's ran down by Haley Burke and back into Ivy Schmidt's hands. Jensen playing hard inside there, back to Blanchard. Indianola's Brandt steps in. Palmer's also stepped up this far side. And Ivy Schmidt, I think, took a little bit of a hit here. And just going to walk it off. I think she took a good stab in the shin there. So even though they do wear shin pads, you can still take a hit on the leg and kind of slow you back down. With the throw in here, Severson steps in and Kay Widner back there, and Indianola's were able to kick that thing out. Lauren Pease with the header back across the center. Taylor Smith pretty aggressively playing against Indianola's Brandt. It's going to be kicked out of bounds, and that's going to be a Grinnell throw-in. So Lauren Pease hustles over there to have a throw-in for Grinnell. Toss down the sideline, looking at Taylor Smith in front of her. Indianola steps in front, back over to Brandt in the center. Bridget Blanchard bounces off her leg, and then Brandt tries to come it back around and kicks it out of bounds. So Lauren Pease is going to have another throw-in on that far side. Nice lead out there for Vernersfeld, back off her head, and then it's going to be back out of bounds off of number 5, Crooks, I believe. Lauren Pease with another toss in, leads it right up there, and Indianola's going to go ahead and let that thing go out of bounds. So Susie Fredericks took the opportunity to let the ball roll on their side. So Overton with a kick out. Grinnell marks up, puts in place. She gets it out to Martin, and Martin can't get control as Sydney Miller steps in front, so it's going to be a toss in for Indianola. McKenna Smith steps up in front, back over to Indianola's Brandt. Lines down the side for Martin. Martin's running the sideline. Lauren Pease comes over, steps in front. Martin's still trying to get a step in there, and it's going to be picked up by Olivia Renzi, Grinnell's goalie. So Olivia's had a good night so far, only one goal, quite a few shots on goal. So she gives the kick out, a little air behind it, almost gets it out to the halfway point. Brandt Indianola tries to line things back up over to Palmer. Palmer shoots it down in front of Martin. Again, McKenna Smith's right there to slow things back down over to Indianola Silverstein, back over to the center, off of Bridget Blanchard's head. Taylor Smith off her head, and Shiloh tries to put her foot on it to try to get it back going the Grinnell way. Right up front to Kay Widner, back to Brandt. Brandt's trying to line things back up with Palmer. Palmer puts a kick on goal. High kick right into the hands of goalie Olivia Renzi, which is a nice catch there because Silverstein was right there. If that thing would have dropped, she could have had the opportunity to have this pick up that assist and put that ball in. Over to Hosberger, run that sideline. Taylor Smith back and forth. Over to Jensen. Indianola lines that back up. Lauren Pease puts her foot on it, kicks it back over. Silverstein back to Brandt. Brandt over to Martin. Martin has a nice kick, and Olivia Renzi steps out on that one. Again, Silverstein's right there. If that ball drops, looking at every second opportunity. So Indianola's doing a good job looking for the opportunities when they come up. Over to Vernersfeld. Larsis down that far side over there. Lauren P. is trying to step back and forth with Indianola's Miller. And that goes out on Hosberger. That's going to be a toss in for Indianola. So Larsis with the toss in. Trying to get the Indianola's players lined up. Over to Crooks. Crooks down in that corner. Looking for Silverstein most likely. Back over to trying to find Brandt in the center, but Sydney Miller steps in front. And again, we have a long kick on goal, or shot on goal from number 12, Abby Jensen. And that goes off this near side of the... So a 25-31 left here in this first half. We're at a score of 2-1. Bridget Blanchard checks out. Tasha Eicher checks in. So substitutions on the Grinnell side. McKenna Smith's going to boot this thing out. Lines it right up front as Shiloh Smith. Severstein's right in there to, play hardball back and forth. And, I think she could have some speed on her side when it comes to chasing that ball. Indianola's Brandt Lines up on the far right-hand side or near side to Palmer. Palmer down to Martin. Martin puts another kick on goal, and that's going to go off the backside. So again, McKenna Smith with the prepare for the kick out. Substitutions for Indianola. We have number 2, Macy Dar going in, and number 13, Haley Burke going in. And number 8, Sylvia Rainey going in. So it's really interesting. It is so cold here tonight that as immediately when they come off the field, they are all into blankets, coats, and trying to warm up as much as they can. So back into play, coming across here, the ball, Taylor Smith, back over to Shiloh Smith. Shiloh's making a run up center field. Again, back forth, Brandt from Indianola, giving good defense inside there. Shiloh gets a cook up ahead to Eicher. Eicher's not able to chase that down. Burke runs it back out the other side, and it's going to be off on Indianola. So with the throw in on the far side of the field, Shiloh Smith steps in front, puts a shot back over to Indianola's Brandt. Up the field, Lauren Pease with a nice stop on the ball. Back across to McKenna Smith, trying to get a header on her, but Severson's just putting a lot of pressure on the defenders down there. Lauren Pease with a kick out, just trying to save it and get back out so the Grinnell team could get down there and play on the defensive side. Back across to Olivia Renzi. She picks it up. It's got to line things out and kick it out of there and get things back into play. So 23 minutes left in this second half. Again, Grinnell's up 2-1. You're watching Tiger Girls Soccer on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. Shiloh Smith and Brandt battling out right here in the center. Back over to Indianola's Palmer. Palmer lines up to Severson. Back over to Palmer. Palmer's running this sideline. Can't get control, so it's going to go out. It looks like Lauren P. is going to come over and toss that thing in. Lauren Pease with the toss in over to Taylor Smith. Taylor fights her way back and forth against Miller. Up the field to Indianola's Burke, over to Larson, over to Shiloh Smith. She leads Ivy Schmidt. Let's see if we could take advantage of this. Burke is over there defending for Indianola. Ivy takes a shot on goal, and Overton's able to step up and pick that off. So as Indianola comes back up, kicks her up to the center. Brandt and Vernersfeld fight out of it, and Vernersfeld wins back and forth, and then Burke takes the defense back over here to Palmer on this far side to Severson, and McKenna Smith stepping up to defend. Severson has some speed on her, but McKenna's able to step in front of that ball and able to keep things alive for the Grinnell Tigers. She gets a good kick on it with her left foot over to Taylor Smith. Taylor advances across. Jensen from Indianola steps in front. McKenna's able to defend back on the other side. Far side over there, number 2, Dar. Back over to Brandt. Shiloh Smith says, I want a piece of that ball, so she gets some activity there with Jensen back and forth here in the center of the field. Miller back and forth to the Grinnell's Sydney Miller. Gets it across the field. Kay Widmer's going to get an opportunity here to get her head on that ball and get that thing back across the field. Palmer and Severson putting good offense on that side, pushing hard on that ball. Lauren Pease is able to step in and get that ball out. So with 20 minutes and 41 seconds left here in the second half, we're seeing the ball on the Grinnell Tigers side a little bit more than we did in the first half. Indianola's playing a little bit more aggressive, and I'm sure they're trying to get that 1 point back that they actually give Grinnell on that score, last score. Lauren Pease with the toss in. Pass Taylor Smith over to Mariah Rennersfeld. Over to Taylor, back up to Shiloh in the center. She's looking down the field. Sydney Miller's running. A little bit of a hard kick by Sydney Miller Shiloh Smith to Sidney Miller. Indianola's quick back on the ball. Palmer's fighting inside there. Sidney Miller's feet takes control of the ball. Tries to lead Eicher out there, but no one's home. So Indianola's Overton's able to pick the ball up. She's going to get a good kick out here against that wind and lays it up the field to Dar, but fortunately it's out of bounds. Lauren Pease quick on the ball with a nice toss in. Kind of tries to lay it out there in front of Eicher. Larsis able to return that favor and kick it right back out. So Lauren's going to get a second toss in here. Gets it out there almost into Ivy Schmidt. Header by Burke trying to keep the ball alive. And number 12 Jensen's running that thing up the field. Back over to Jensen. Back up to Miller. I think that's number 12, Jensen again, that kicked it out. Lauren Pease steps in, makes a toss in, and then the wind just took it right out of bounds. So Indianola returns the favor back across. Lauren steps in front. Over to Silverson. She gets it over here to the far side of the field. She was looking at Palmer, and Palmer it was too much of a kick to even get in front of it. Toss in on this side by Sidney Miller going back the other way. She's looking at Bernardsfield and Schmidt upfield. Brandt able to step in there, kind of control the ball, get it up in front to Severson. Severson over to Palmer. Palmer takes a look here. McKenna Smith presenting good defense, able to step in front of the ball. That's going to be off Indianola and a throw in for the Grinnell Tigers. So McKenna Smith will go ahead and toss it in. She's surveying the field up in front of her. Nice throw all the way up in front of Shiloh Smith. Shiloh wasn't able to take advantage of it. Dar was able to kick it back across, back up to the center. Dar steps in front again. Back over to Brandt. Brandt over to Silverson. Silverson has Palmer on her side. They're looking at a tough shot there and saved by Hausberger. Olivia Renzi kind of tripped and fell backwards, but that's a good shot by Silverstein there. Gets the ball all the way out to the other end of the field. Shiloh Smith has good chase. Indianola doesn't really have anyone on the ball. Shiloh's able to get up there and slow the ball down from going out of bounds. And Larsis, I believe, is that far right-hand side. Taylor Smith slows things back down. Back in the hands of Brandt, or feet of Brandt. Over here to Palmer. Kay Widmer steps up, trying to put a stop on the ball. Palmer's going to run it on the sideline. Kay Widmer's going back and forth. Over in the center, back Hausberger. Lauren Pease steps up, takes a good kick on it, over to Eicher. Eicher over to Schmidt. Schmidt back over to Taylor Smith. Taylor Smith dances. Ball's out center to Eicher, the far side. Eicher doesn't get a good kick on it and loses it out of bounds. Indianola with the throw-in. So Indianola's definitely at 16-22 had some opportunities here in this second half. Good defense on the side of the Grinnell Tigers, not only from Olivia Renzi, but also from our defending batch that's back there, and that includes McKenna Smith, Lauren Pease, and Hausberger. Back up center field, Shiloh Smith tries to put a foot, trying to get this ball back on Grinnell's or Indianola's side, so Grinnell has a little bit of ease in action here, so our defenders aren't working so hard. Shiloh Smith's running the ball down on the far side of the field. Back over to Jensen, all the way over here to Sidney Miller, and Indianola steps up. Crooks steps in front, kicks the ball over to Palmer. Kay Widmer's trying to block Palmer, slow her down. McKenna Smith puts her foot on it. Back to Silverstein back up here to the center of the field. Over to Palmer. Palmer lines up, trying to find Brandt down the far right-hand side here. Kay Widmer's putting defense against. Lauren Pease with a nice header and a save there up to the midpoint. And Ivy Schmidt's able to get a good run on the ball, looking at Shiloh Smith and Eicher upfield. If they could keep running and get a good run on it, but we're going to get a save by Haley Burke. She's just going to go ahead and kick it out of bounds. And it was almost able to get back and save it before it went out of bounds. A couple substitutions here for Grinnell. Number 17, Bridget Blanchard, and number 7, Sophie Tyler is going into the ball game. Eicher and Taylor Smith will come out. Also, number 9 for Indianola, Susie Fredericks, is going into the soccer match here. So 14-18 left in this second half. You're watching Grinnell Tiger girls soccer on the Tiger Sports live stream network. Center field to Crooks. Finnersfield takes it back away the front side here. Over to Schmidt. Larson back over to Crooks again. She's looking at this side here is Miller. Miller gets it up to, I guess McKenna Smith takes it back. Indianola has Chase. So Rainey's going to bring the ball back down. Look up field. Blanchard for Grinnell intercepts back over to Kay Widmer. Number 5, Crooks lines the ball up. Hosberger makes chase. Silverstein's making a run down that far side. Lauren Pease stops the ball, brings it back up to the midpoint. Back over to Crooks on the center. Crooks again. She's looking. She has Silverstein on her far side. She runs the ball over to her. Hosberger steps in front. Back into Grinnell territory. Brandt for Indianola, back over to Silverstein. Silverstein makes a kick on goal, and it's going to go right into the hands of Olivia Renzi. So 13:03 left in the second half. Another shot on goal by Indianola, not successful. Olivia with the kick out. A lot of air up in the air, but not so much length. Lays it out in front of Indianola's Larthus. Back over to Bridget Blanchard. And down the far side of Indianola. So out on Indianola, that will be a toss in for, out on Grinnell, will be a toss in for Indianola. Number 24, I don't have a 24, is substituting in for Indianola. And I have Palmer coming back in the match. So throw in there by Indianola in the feet of Brandt. Brandt gets across to the center. A header off of Crooks. Silverstein fast on the ball. This is going to be a tough one here. Olivia Renzi takes the choice to come out of that goalie box to make the step up and make the kick backwards over to Rainey. Rainey looking at Martin. Martin on the side to Brandt. McKenna Smith slows the ball back down. Brandt in the foot race over to McKenna Smith. McKenna's able to snag the ball. Actually, that did not go off of Indianola. This is going to be off of Grinnell. So Martin with the throw in. She's looking upfield. Kay Widmer and steps in front, and that's going to be out on her. So another throw in by Martin. And they're getting down the territory where they're looking a header by McKenna Smith. She gives it right back in the hands of Martin. And again, McKenna Smith gets a foot on it. Ramirezfeld's in a foot race with Brandt, trying to get caught up with that ball. A big kick here going back the other way by number 6, I believe, Miller. And they take a shot on goal, and it's going to go over the goal, I believe. So too much wind throwing up underneath that ball. So good job by the Grinnell Tigers, putting a lot of people in front and making them put a good kick on that ball. So McKenna Smith's going to be kicking out of the goal. Right up that far side of the field. Bridget Blanchard gets her foot on it. Back cross, back to Lauren Pease. Lauren Pease gets it finally across the mid and puts it right back in the hands of Indianola. Silverstein's trying to line things back up. She gets it in the center. Ivy Schmidt and Silverstein kind of having a little pushing battle, and Ivy's going to get called for that one. So Grinnell will line up their defenders, and Indianola, I think that's number, is that number 6, QC? kicking the ball over there. That might be number 4, Larsa, to be honest with you. A kick, and it's going to kind of go off the inside of her feet. She's not really happy with it. So Grinnell will get lucky there. Another substitution going. Haley Burke coming in for Indianola, and Taylor Smith coming back in for Grinnell. McKenna Smith with the kick out right in the foot of Larsa, and as they have control of it on that far side, bring the ball across, and they get the shot on goal, and Lake Martin actually had a good assist lined up to her and just got a little too much foot into it, and it went right over the top of the goal. So McKenna Smith with the kick back out, right up into the foot of Larsa, back over to the center. Kay Widmers brings the ball back in return, trying to get it in front of Shiloh Smith so that offensive line could go ahead and make a run. We'll get our shooters back in place here. Bridget Blanchard with her foot on it. Silverstein trying to line it back up again for the Indianola. They seem to be having the luck of the draw here of keeping it on the Grinnell Tigers side. So Olivia Renzi's going to have a kick out here. Another save on the afternoon. She put her boot in it. Nice kick all the way across the halfway point of the field and rolls almost 3/4 of the way down the field. Grinnell pursues, and Miller chased the ball out of bounds. So Sydney Miller from Grinnell is going to have the throw in. Looks like substitution Eicher is coming in for Grinnell. And Sophia Tyler will be coming back out. Bridget Blanchard with the throw in. Tries to lead Shiloh Smith there. Indianola steps up. Back over to Blanchard. Brandt. And center over to Eichert or to Schmidt. Schmidt puts her foot on it. Tries to dance around a little bit. Long kick on, or nice. I don't even know if that was a shot on goal, but maybe Ivy was just trying to get things down the field. Overton with the kick in for Indianola. Taylor Smith's here to put her foot on it. Chased by Rainey. Rainey brings it down. Back over to Brandt. Over to Schmidt. Schmidt, Brandt, center field. Over to Blanchard. Blanchard down the side to Eicher. Off Eicher's foot. Overton steps back up, and she's going to make another save there. So 6:43 left here in this second half. Overton kicks it out for Indianola up to Ivy Schmidt. Ivy Schmidt brings it back up to the third of the field. She's looking at Eichert. Eichert turns around. Burke with the stop on it and kicks it out of bounds to save. So that's going to be, and they're actually going to say that's Indianola ball throw in. Number 12, Abby Jensen, substitute in, or back into the ball game. So we're waiting for the player to clear the field. Indianola tosses in. Blanchard battling far on that far right-hand side over there. Center of the field, Shiloh. Shiloh gets it taken away by Jensen. Kay Widmer keeps it back in play for Grinnell, and it goes out on Kay, so that's going to be a throw-in by Miller for Indianola. Over to Martin, back over to Schmidt. Jensen gets it up across to Silverstein. McKenna Smith chases the ball down. She has Indianola striker on her backside, number 15, Lake Martin takes another shot from a distance, and Olivia Renzi's able to step up and snag that ball. It's 5:10 here. It's a nice, brisk, cool afternoon at TT Craney Field. You can see the rosy cheeks on the players out there on the field, but they're sticking with it and staying after it. Indianola stops that, gets it across center of the field to Brandt. Brandt takes a look up the field here, tries to get it across to Martin. Kay Widmer steps in front. Martin's able to step back the other way and out of bounds on Martin. So that'd be a Grinnell Tiger toss in. Lauren Pease is going to step up. As she tosses the sideline, looking for either Taylor Smith or Sydney Miller. Crooks steps in front of the ball, and it goes off of Crooks as she tries to control what's going on the field. Lauren Pease with the throw in, looking at Ivy Schmidt, over to Shiloh Smith. Indianola's be able to step up front, back in the feet of Taylor Smith. Taylor took a nice shot down the center field just to get the ball moving away from that midfield area, and that's going to be out on Indianola last touch, so it's going to be Sydney Miller with a toss in. See if we can't line it up and get another shot on goal. So she's looking at Eicher on the near side here. And Eicher takes a shot, and it's going to be off the side of the goal. So she had good defense by Rainey down there, putting a little pressure against her. But nevertheless, it's Overton with the kick back out on the Indianola side. So 3:31 left here in the second half. You're watching Grinnell Tiger Soccer on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. Kick in over to Burke. Burke sends it up the field looking for Brandt on this near side. And Brandt is stepped up by Kay Widner. Brandt's going to make the toss in. She's looking up the field to Miller. Back over to Brandt. Brandt takes a shot over there. Olivia Renze is being a little bit risky getting front, coming out there, but Silverstein was able to step in front of that flying goal. As I said all afternoon, she has been watching everything that falls on the far side, and Olivia Renze stepped out too far to have that risk there. Sorry, my scoreboard, folks. I don't know what's going on. There we go. I hit one, it puts two, and, well, for some reason, did they score that, though? I don't see the goal. They haven't put the score. No, that was not a score. So they did not give that score to Indianola. I'm far from being an expert on soccer to even give you an explanation there, but that was not given as a score, and Grinnell was able to have the save there. So a penalty kick by McKenna Smith. She sails it all the way up there. Abby Jensen's able to get her foot on it, slow everything back down. That'll be a Grinnell toss in. Lauren Pease will throw that in and try to lead the Grinnell Tigers up to that center point. So up to Shiloh Smith, over to Bridget Blanchard, back to Ivy Schmidt. Ivy Schmidt to Eicher. Eicher takes a look at what's going on there. No one's home in the center of the field, so Shiloh Smith steps across, back over to Indianola. Indianola Crooks, the center. Kay Widner slows things back down, back over to Blanchard. Sydney Miller puts a good kick on it just to get it back across. Burke is able to be there for Indianola. Hosberger putting the defense on that side. So is Schmidt. Over to number 13, Burke on the far side. Burke's going to make the throw in, trying to keep things going as fast as they can. There's only a minute left in this soccer match. So back across to Jensen, keeping things on play on the Grinnell side. Over to Brandt. Brandt sizes things up. Looks over to the center to take a shot on goal there. Olivia Renze's able to be there. Silverstein again right there waiting for a mistake to happen if it does. But Renze is able to pick the ball back up and get the thing kicked back out of there. So as we're in a countdown, 40 seconds left in this soccer match. Grinnell's trying to get the ball into the side of Indianola just so they can have a little bit of peace for the rest of this match here. That ball's going to be out on Grinnell. Indianola hard pour, trying to get it in. Over to McKenna Smith, kicks that back thing across. over to Jensen. Chased down by Burke. Burke's still trying to stay on it. Eicher and Schuyler, they're going to call a penalty, I believe, on Eicher. She kind of had a push there. Indianola's pushing hard. There's 1 second left, and that's going to be the soccer game. So that's a final from TT Cranny Field. Thank you for everyone for joining us on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. I'd like to say a special thank you to our sponsors, Polly Ice Pizza, West Finch Auto Plaza, Grinnell Mutual, the Grinnell Newberg Dollars for Scholars, the Dairy Barn, and the Grinnell Booster Club. So the Grinnell Tigers go to 4-4 on the season with this victory tonight. Goals by Sidney Miller and 1 goal by Indianola on kind of a fluke kick. And for the Indianola Indians, Remy Silverson is going to be on goal for their goal of the evening. Again, thank you again for joining the Tiger Sports Livestream Network for Grinnell Tiger Girls Soccer. And thank you to my wife, Lori Walker, for running the camera. Myself, I'm Dan Walker. And again, thank you again. You're watching Grinnell Tiger Soccer on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network.
This live stream is a copyright of the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. Reproduction or distribution of this live stream without permission of the Tiger Sports Livestream Network is a violation of the law.